Hi, Mikel.
Hello.
We've just seen the news from the FA that Myles Lewis-Skelly's ban has been removed. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, obviously very happy that that decision has been made, and Myles is going to be able to play for us again in the next few games.
It's been quite a eventful few days and off the pitch, and lots of talk and lots of emotion, including quite a lot of unfriendly stuff towards Michael Oliver, the referee. What's your view on that and how that's all panned out?
The same. Every time I talked about that topic, regardless whether it's a player, it's a coach, it's a referee, it doesn't matter. You know, we have to really work harder to try to eradicate that part of the game that brings nothing but bad stuff, bad taste, and it makes people's life more difficult. So let's get it out. Let's kick it out.
Is that your message to any Arsenal fans who are upset or angry themselves?
Yeah, for everybody in football, I think it should not be permitted. We don't want it, we don't need it, and it certainly damage our sport. So let's get it out.
Simon from Stand.
Hi, Mikel. Just in terms of the squad and going into this game, obviously you'll basically have that top 8 position secured. I think we saw last year when you were in PSV, you still went with a sort of strong team. Is that your desire again, or is there an idea to try and sort of mass rotate with City at the weekend?
Yeah, no, we're here to win the game. In order to do that, we're going to have to be better than them. They're on a really good side. If you look at every game that they play in Champions League against top opposition, they have made life very, very difficult for them. So tomorrow we play a very strong team. And in order to achieve what we want to do, which is mathematically the qualifying in the best stop, which at the moment is uncertain.
And can I just ask one on the transfer window? We've spoken to you a lot about a sort of a forward and a striker. If that can't be done, is there a sort of desire for you to maybe bring someone else in a different position, a sort of midfielder? I know you've spoken about in the past sort of maximising a window. Is that something that you consider that if you can't get a forward, maybe we try and improve the squad elsewhere?
Well, there are situations open, and I always say the same, that if we can improve the squad with players that can impact us for now, for the future, we will try to do that if it's the best thing for the club, and I stand on that.
From Football London.
Hi, Mikel. Just a quick one follow-up on Myles. Has that changed the way you've looked at perhaps the selection for tomorrow's game, knowing that now you've got Myles to use at the weekend? Does that change the way you look at maybe his selection tomorrow?
Well, it does affect, yes, because obviously we had a lot of uncertainty, not only for Sunday or for tomorrow, but for the next few games as well. So now we have more options. He's going to be available, and it's something very positive for the team.
And of course, you've got quite a few Spanish players coming back to play here as well. Mikel Moreno being one who signed in the summer and has been out with a few injuries. How has he dealt with those challenges of having to join a new club, but also be out for so much of the season?
Yeah, it's been quite unfortunate, to be honest. But yeah, Mikel's character is unbelievable. So he's so determined to have some rhythm now, some momentum. He had very good moments, especially in the last few weeks with us. And unfortunately, he had a little niggle. It wasn't nothing serious, but we playing every 2.5 days. So you miss two matches. He's fit again, he's available, and great to have him in the team.
Jordan, the same.
Hi, Mikel. Just how is Myles? It's been a real kind of crazy few days for him. Emotions must have been going up and down, and I know he probably took it quite badly when he got sent off. So how's he been?
He was sleeping on the plane when I looked back and I got the news. So I haven't spoken to him, but I imagine a big smile on his face.
Did you not wake him up when you got the news?
No, I was working and he was in the back row, so I didn't.
And just on. I know the abuse towards officials and Michael Oliver is very serious. I know you say about eradicating it, but how? I know you're not the one to answer this, but how do we go about doing it? Because it seems to be becoming more and more a problem, especially with social media and attacking people.
First of all, spending more time making the right decisions with the right people to get it out, and then putting like the same we have put in laws and measurements and regulation in that kind of things. Let's do that. Why we haven't done it? We are all talking about it, but no one seems to be moving strongly enough and bringing people with him to get that out of the game, because it's just unacceptable.
Hi, Mikel. On the appeal, what does it show, the fact that just hours after you submitted it, you've won basically? How the quick turnaround? What does that show in a way?
Well, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not an expert on the field. Obviously, the club has put all the evidence and everything that they could put together to defend our position, and it was pretty fast. So good to know today. Basically, that's helpful. So thank you.
In terms of playing away in the Champions League, you guys have obviously played really well. The 5-1 win against Sporting Lisbon, probably a highlight this season. Compared to last season, what's the difference? Because there were some games, for example, against Lens last season away, where you guys seemed a bit rattled away from home, but there's been a big shift. What's that down to?
Well, we've been more consistent, and I think we've been better, as you said. Understanding that it's extremely difficult to win and overplay opposition in the Champions League. And tomorrow we're going to face a very good opposition, and we're going to have to be very good to beat them.
Hi, Mikel. Just in terms of that on the Champions League, when you look forward to the knockout stages, I know it's not fully 100% yet,
Yeah.
but with the preparation, do you feel like the away performances are probably what you're looking at more than the home ones in terms of wanting to improve from last year?
Yeah, both. And every game, every scenario, every context is going to be different. And it's coming here, yeah, when we need something from the game today, that well, we're here to win. And from the first minute, we have that attitude and that determination to go for the game and hopefully deliver what we want.
And can I just ask about Kai, because it seems like he's been going through so much work in the last few weeks in terms of just having to do a lot of running in the games. How's he, and would this be a kind of nice opportunity to give him a little bit of a rest?
Yeah, we have a lot of players with a lot of load. He's not an exception, obviously, but yeah, his work rate, his desire, the way he trained today, is just telling you that he wants to play against tomorrow, you know. And some players, when they are in the rhythm, they want to continue to do that because they feel better like this. So let's see.
Okay,
Mikel, there's a contradiction at the heart of the new Champions League format, which is to play 2 more games because everyone wants 2 more games, but the reward for doing well is to have 2 less games. What are you thinking about in terms of that period if you don't have those 2 games because you finished the top 8? How are you going to use that spell? Is that an opportunity maybe to give the players a break or maybe to work on some of the stuff that you haven't been able to work on because of the rhythm of the games? How do you plan to use that gap if indeed you end up getting it?
Well, we've got already a few ideas. We still have to earn the right to do what we ideally want, and yes, we will certainly use it for the 2 right reasons that you already mentioned.
Ian, times.
Hi, Mikel. You know Girona quite well from your past in the area and from the links with Manchester City, which has been very beneficial for them. What do you think of the multi-club arrangement, the multi-club model? And would you worry that it might distort the market if you were, say, in for a player that Girona were interested in? Girona could say, well, this could be a route to Manchester City.
I can respond to any question related to a coach or performance or the opposition, but about those topics, I prefer not to talk about it. Thank you.